They called it impossible until they saw it, and even then, they did not understand. On a small plot of land in Homestead, Florida, a diminutive man with a heavy Latvian accent set out to build something that would silence doubters and elevate rumor into legend. His name was Edward Leedskalnin. He weighed roughly 100 pounds. He worked alone. And over the course of more than 2 decades, he moved and sculpted approximately 1,100 tons of oolitic limestone, commonly called coral rock, into a complex of walls, gates, sculptures, and machines, now known simply as the Coral Castle. The first hook is physical. Blocks that weigh several tons, balanced so precisely that a small child can turn a gate that takes 5 men to move elsewhere. There are stone chairs, a sundial, a heart-shaped rock carved with the word Sweet 16, a reference to a lost love, and tools meticulously crafted from stone and steel. The measurements are exact, the joins are seamless, and yet eyewitness accounts and the man's own statements insist that much of the work occurred at night, when no one watched. Leedskalnin arrived in the United States around the turn of the 20th century. He claimed to have been jilted by his teenage fiancée in Latvia, a heartbreak that would shape his life and the mythology around his work. He moved to Florida, and from the 1920s through the 1950s, he labored on his quarry-turned-castle. Neighbors remembered seeing him work alone, often by lamplight, hauling stones that should have required heavy machinery or dozens of men. He never allowed anyone to watch him work closely. When tourists later came to visit, they saw the finished product, impossibly balanced blocks and elaborate stone furniture, but they never saw the building process. It is here that Leedskalnin's claims take us from impressive craftsmanship to something more mysterious. He told curious visitors that he had discovered the secrets of the pyramids, that he understood the magnetic currents of the earth, and that he could harness what critics have called anti-gravity. He wrote pamphlets and gave interviews explaining that magnetism and polarity were the keys to moving massive stones with minimal force. His explanations were not couched in the technical language of physics. They were idiosyncratic, poetic, and occasionally contradictory. And his words were compelling. If pyramids and megaliths around the world were erected with knowledge now lost, perhaps Leedskalnin had rediscovered a practical, if arcane, method. Modern scientists and engineers are skeptical. Studies suggest Leedskalnin used simple mechanical advantage, levers, pulleys, ramps, and winches that applied patiently and cleverly allow a single person to move and lift extraordinary weights. Photographs of his compound show carved stone blocks with holes and metal fittings, evidence of hoists and rollers. Demonstrations by magicians and engineers have reproduced similar maneuvers without invoking mysterious forces. That skepticism does not erase the atmosphere of the place. Here is something uncanny about the precision, the secrecy, and the persistent insistence that a simple man was guided by knowledge that predated modern engineering. The Coral Castle lives at the intersection of skill and story. Its stones are a testament to human ingenuity, that a single person can, with patience and craft, reshape the landscape. Its legend is a reminder that people hunger for mysteries, for narratives that bridge love, loss, and the possibility of hidden knowledge. Heather Leedskalnin harnessed a metaphysical secret, or simply mastered levers and pulleys. He created an enduring monument to solitude and determination. In the end, The mystery may be less about how the stones were moved and more about why they were. Edward Leedskalnin carved his grief into rock, and in doing so, he forged a modern monument that continues to draw the curious, those who seek practical explanations, and those who prefer the whisper that, under the Florida moon, a small man moved mountains when no one was looking.